How often have you felt stuck in your thoughts? Just think about it. When a person is behind bars, you cannot do what you want to do, go where you want to go. All you can do is sit on a toilet seat, sleep, stand, and basically not a damn thing else. But the whole point is, if you're watching this video, chances are you're not sitting in a jail cell because you know what they do. Jails are chiseled in the ass, and even though most of you live kind of out of jail, I think a lot of you know that feeling when nothing is actually in the way, but you just feel like a prisoner of your thoughts. It's fucking self-punishment, where instead of taking action, we think about what, and what will others think, and what if I can't do it? What if I can do it at all? Prison is usually staffed by people who keep other people out, and there are also inmates who have done something bad that got them there. But you didn't do anything wrong, but for some reason, you feel like you committed some crime. You said the wrong thing. You didn't wake up as early as you planned, and you attack your ego. Over and over, I should have done something faster, something better, or a million other reasons. And the main trait that comes through in such thoughts is that such a person lives in the past, and that fucking regret. It chokes you and doesn't let you go for a second. After all, knowing how this or that life situation will end, we come to realize that shit, you could have done it differently. To come out victorious from some life situation or to correct some mistake. I've often had these thoughts, and it can be maddening. After all, if I were to go back in time with the consciousness I have now, I could accomplish so much more, fix so many things. And I'm not talking about buying Bitcoin now, I'm talking about life issues that every person faces throughout their life. But after all, you can't go back in time, you can't see the future. These are just thoughts about nothing. And most of these situations form a person and give him this impulse to gain new knowledge. That's why you have to stop living in the past, because you can't get it back. And this is the very first bait on which your subconsciousness is trying to catch you. The second point is as banal and hackneyed as possible, but it should be voiced in this context. You need to stop thinking about what other people will think about you. Many people achieve great heights due to the fact that on their way made a lot of mistakes, which showed them exactly what they need to change in themselves to achieve success. I heard a good quote recently. Most men die by the age of 27, but leave our planet after 72, and I want you to think about the meaning that was put into that quote. How many people who are older than you and older than me are walking around the white world, and before, they had real confidence in themselves and in their abilities to reach greater heights, to live the life they always dreamed of. Because when they were young, they didn't have that baggage, knowledge. But at the same time, they also didn't face so much judgment from society, this hatred and plenty of excuses for not being able to achieve something there. But after 27 to 30 years, this all confidence and determination is shattered by public opinion and the condemnation of haters who will never even dare to make an attempt to succeed in life. As there is a big chance of going from the judgmental side, the condemned and people, especially men after 30 years, seem to be more finding dead men. They are empty, just a shadow of had zeal for life and desire to reach heights because of fear of public condemnation. They've simply resigned themselves to what is beyond them. Apparently, they deserve to be successful as they go. They're missing something, and the most important thing you need to realize and accept is that these empty people are most likely your parents or your grandparents or your teacher at school. These people surround you every day, and in all likelihood, this person could be you, and you yourself, and that's the problem, because we take an example from our surroundings. We listen to the advice of our elders, and we end up repeating the fate of our environment. We're afraid of the outcome. We are afraid of possible failure without even trying, because we are guaranteed to be judged. And that's what happens. After the age of 27 or 30, men's testosterone levels drop, but they have a lot of knowledge, and they're actually ready to pursue their plans that they've been dreading all these years. But it's hard for them. They already have a 9-to-5 job, they have kids, a wife, loans, and all these wants just go to the background. That's why this stat struck me. After all, you all have so much potential, especially when you're young, but you throw it away because of the insecurities that are instilled in you by those very broken people who would rather never make mistakes, thus not grow and become better. This is why it's so important to find yourself a life mentor. I'm not talking about myself or some successful billionaire right now, but a person who has traveled a huge life path and made it, the right conclusions. But the main thing is that this mentor sincerely cared about your life, and I on my channel try to give you food for thought, which is based on my life experience. Am I telling you all the right things? Of course not. But a lot of YouTube from doctors' challenges and life hacks will give you exactly nothing. It's empty content that makes your life empty, and some people fill their lives with that emptiness to the brim. And that's too bad. Keep it all to yourself for your 80s. It's not the worst way to kill time or to relax, but not when you're at your prime, when you can reach great heights, when you're full of energy, so you need to take risks. I am not talking to you now about casinos or betting. I am talking to you about taking risks, because most people live their whole life in a defensive position. That's why I say that people live like they're in a detention center. You can go for a walk for an hour a day. People live their whole life that way, when in fact you can be outside for 24 hours. You can meet new friends, find yourself a girlfriend or boyfriend, and the guys who is in a cage of girls, Mrs. Right, and on holidays not familiar. Left in all the achievements that are conceived in their head, as a rule, there and remain. And instead of achieving something, they take out a life in which they will not make mistakes, and so remain in their own prison. In fact, such people do not live their lives, but life lives them if everyone around you tells you that you are there, something you can't do, that now take it, do it, you will fail, and everyone will laugh at you. Ha 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 ha. We told you so, and what do we get now? They're wrong. Yeah, Dick. There they are, just glad you failed, because otherwise you would have proved to everyone that they are wrong and that you are better than all of them. But the prospect of failure should scare you less than the fact that you did not even try. After all, you have created your own chance. After all, in fact, any path to success is a starting point. And success at point in between are any number of defeats and adversity. And with each defeat or setback, you actually get closer to your goals. Well, okay, I think that makes sense here. Let's look at all of this from a different angle if we put aside this lyricism and look at ourselves from the outside. Let's accept the fact that yes, I am caged in my own mind, I'm holding myself back, and if you can honestly admit that, guess what happens? You will be able to recognize the fact that this is exactly your prison. That's right, if you are really stuck in your head, you have too many problems, different psychological herbs, different difficult life situations poured on you. Anything, okay? But it's your prison. Make it the perfect prison. Just realize that yes, you're having a hard time, you suck, and you're having a hard time doing something. You're short on money, but you can still find something positive to do every day. Do 1,000 push-ups every day, go to the bars, and get hurt for all your money. The main thing is to do something positive. Every day you can keep a diary. For this you are negratia all day in the comp. Do not arrange scandals and idle chatter on the internet. Don't chew shit, you. You accept the rules of your prison and say to yourself, yeah, I have a lot of problems. I understand them all. But I want to get better, and some things I can afford to do. There are still those positive things that I can do because you may have a lot of demons in your head, but your goal is to recognize them, after which you will at least have a chance to defeat them. The very fact that you will do something positive every day will already dramatically change your life and your outlook. Recognizing your own mental prison can be just as powerful a tool as not having one. 4. You can turn your own demons into motivation to move upward, but to do so, you need to recognize their existence because you can't defeat someone you don't believe in. Thank you, everyone.